Good morning everyone. This is your IP teacher Devdev sir starting the lecture for 12 IP lecture number 2, which is pertaining to the topic data handling using pandas. Now in data handling using pandas we are going to learn in the second lecture. There are different topics that we are going to study, and the topics are as follows. So children, let us look at the topics that we are going to study in this module. The following topics that will be discussed are creating Pandas series from numpy array. That will be one of the topics that we will be studying. Apart from that, from the required topic itself, we will be studying CBSE Sample Questions to create series from numpy array, and creating Pandas series from dictionary will be our third topic. Followed by that, CBSE questions from dictionary. Okay. Now, what is the first topic that we are going to learn here? Creating Pandas series from numpy array. How to create Pandas series from numpy array, that we are going to look at this topic. The topic will teach us how can we create Pandas series from numpy array, and what is the process of creating Pandas series from numpy array, that we are going to study in detail in this module. So let us have a look at the learning objective first. The learning objective will be understand the mechanism and process of creation of Pandas series from numpy array. That is our main learning object for today's class. Our success criteria will be to implement the mechanism of series creation from numpy array to create numpy based Pandas series. So that means if you have understood the learning objective, which is understand the mechanism and process of Pandas series creation, then only you will be able to implement the success criteria, or whether you can achieve success if you understand the proper working mechanism of how numpy series works. So how can we create a series from numpy array? The numpy array, as you all know, preliminarily that we know that numpy array stands for numerical Python. Okay, so that is what numpy array means, that it means numerical Python. Now in order to do that, we have to first import the package. The package here that will be import is numpy import numpy as np. So that is the package that needs to be imported first. All right. Now the second step is that the function or the method that we are going to use is the array method. So we are going to use the array method to create the array sequence, and also we are going to use arange method. Arange stands for a range, which is used to display numpy series between a particular sequence. Now let us move on. This is the first code. You can see here that we are importing pandas first. Followed by that we are importing numpy, then we are creating a numpy array. I can create a numpy code sequence directly in front of you. Let's open a new tab where we will be able to, go to Pandas online compiler. This is a very handy tool that you all students can use for, creating programs. Now, simply I am editing the code here. Okay, so that is, so we are creating numpy series. So we first have to now further import another package, which is import numpy as np. Now what we have to do in the code sample that we are doing here, we have to now, after successfully import numpy, we need to take a variable for the numpy series. Okay, so suppose I write r is equal to np dot array, and under the array I am creating a numpy array here, which is 1 abc. Let's make it a multi-dimensional array with string, character value, suppose c, then float literal. Okay. Now finally what we will do, we are going to import the variable r that you see in front of you into or export the data directly into the data for the Pandas series. Okay. So now I take a variable s. S is equal to pd dot series. S should be capital, as I told you children while we learnt about lecture 1, that is how to create Pandas series, empty series rather. So I'm going to use the variable r, and if I want I can put index here, index attribute for giving the row. So how many datas are there? We can see there are 4 datas, so I can simply give the index 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So print s. When I print the data, you will be able to see the Pandas series. Now here the D type will be object. D type will come object definitely, because there are multiple types of data that is stored here. So therefore what will be the D type here? The D type will come object. If by chance the code is not running, we can even have here Jupyter notebook. We can simply use that and implement our code here. Yes, we are already in Jupyter, as you see. I have dedicatedly created a platform where we can create. Let's start from a new Python page, IP kernel, and I'll just copy paste the code here. On running the code, we can see that the D type has come object. Okay. So therefore with this we get to know that we are able to extract the output which is given here. Okay. Now let's go back to the module. So now I have shown you both the ways. Actually, if we are using index attribute, we will get our own index. If we do not use index attribute, we will not get our own index. Okay. So here I had used the index method, where I created the Pandas series using my own defined index, where I use 1, 2, 3, 4 in the above example. So we have successfully completed numpy array. Now it's time for some scripting. Let's look at some previous year CBSE board question. So in this question, we will script this code. We have been asked to create a series from ND array with elements A, B, C, D. So let us try this. We will solve this question. So how to solve this? We will write import pandas as PD. To create numpy array, we will write import numpy as NP. Now what we will do, as I told you, we have to create a numpy array. So I am taking a variable r, suppose np dot array. In the array, what were the values given? A, B, C, D, as per the board question of the year 2022. So I am taking the values here A, B, C, and D. So if I take the values here A, B, C, D, we can simply export now the numpy array data. We can simply export the numpy array data. PD dot series. I am exporting the data R. Now if I want to give user defined index, suppose how many datas are there? Again 4 datas. I can create my user defined data here. Simply making the partition for the data. So I am defining index as ABCD, or already because the data is ABCD, why don't we go for something different? Here interestingly see, because I am giving both string, data as string and index as string, we all know that what is our expected output. When the expected output we are trying to determine, it will always show D-type object, because the index that came was a string and the values that we have got are characters. So combination of two different types of data. So therefore definitely we are getting the D-type as object. So students, I hope all of you have understood. The first module that we have learned in lecture 2 was about numpy array. In our next lecture, we are going to learn creating Pandas series from dictionary. So till then, it is me, Devdeep sir, signing off. Have a nice day ahead.